All right, everybody, it's 4:00.
Yep.
So we have a quorum with the only board member missing is Danny.
Yep. He called me about 5 minutes ago and said he had a different meeting.
That's all right, I guess. We'll move on without him.
Okay.
I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to cough over you guys. So if you need me, I'll come back in.
So we got our
Okay. Someone just arrived by phone. Someone just arrived by phone 3059. Who is that, please?
Sandy.
hello, Sandy. You haven't missed a
Hi.
thing. All we've done is established a quorum so far.
Okay, sounds good.
Proof of notice, Mr. Secretary.
Yes. Claire assured me she put it up in the room, in the laundry room.
And it was all emailed out, so.
And it was all emailed out.
Check on that. So the next thing to do would be to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll make a motion to waive the reading as they were sent out to everyone, posted on Google Drive and YouTube.
I got a motion. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Arnold. Motion, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody that does want to see him, go ahead there on the Google Drive and check them out. Okay, approval of the minutes. So next up is to go over any old business, which is the same old business. Milton cleanup. I spoke with them again this week, and again they're just asking for their 16,005. And I said, well, we're still kind of waiting for answers on our questions that we had from the beginning, and their response or her response was, well, we reviewed the entire claim, saw that you were paid more money than what we billed you, so we're sticking to our bill. And I said, well, you didn't explain the overcharges. Well, we don't feel there are. We feel we're entitled to the money. So, I'm no lawyer. I don't know what to do at this point. I've negotiated as hard as I could with them, and I've just been really sent in circles. I guess we were given the money by the insurance, and we do have the money. So I don't know. Apart from hiring a lawyer that's just going to cost us more, and we probably will still end up paying, I would say we should just pay them the balance and be done with them.
Okay, I'm going to make a motion to pay the balance.
All right, I have a motion. Second, anybody?
Yeah, I'll second it.
Okay. Some further discussion, Rose, maybe?
No, not happy. It's highway robbery. And
Well, so
they get away with that crap.
Big business sometimes does. And, fighting Goliath doesn't always pay.
No, I know.
I will tell you that you're not the only one that I'm going through this with on these claims. Certain insurance companies, unfortunately, we got paid more than they asked for on this one. On a couple of them, they're asking for more than they got claimed, than the association got paid for it, not you guys, but somebody else, and just going and going and going as far as that goes. It's unfortunate, but our insurance claim was based on the money that they put in, and we got paid it. So unfortunately, I don't like it any more than you guys. I hate remediation companies, but after storms, it's pretty much the only people you can find to try to do what you've got to do, and you're held hostage for it. So I get it, Rose. It pisses me off too. No, I hate all of that. But unfortunately, they're all exactly like this. They're like, yep, we got you over a barrel. Those of us who watch movies in the 70s remember Squeal Like a Pig.
Rose, let me ask you, I know that going back to the final Milton claim, you were trying to get a letter from them about the countertops and whatnot. Did you ever have any success with that?
Yeah, I said that to you.
Okay, okay, so it's on the Google Drive. I just wanted to know if we, had any leverage, like, hey, we're asking for letters, you're not providing them. We'll pay you if you give us our letters. But if you're satisfied with what you got from them, then I guess we'll move on.
Well,
Yeah.
Rob, Rose may have sent that to you, but it's not on the Google Drive. I don't recall ever seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't necessarily say I recall seeing it, but I will look back through my emails because I don't delete anything. So,
I was taken care of with my countertop and cabinets. So
you have no gripe with the mediators who
with
removed.
what I was reimbursed the full amount.
Okay.
I mean, we're getting screwed, but that's the way it is.
Okay.
By
So right
the
now
re-
there's a motion on the floor to go ahead and pay the
We have to pay it.
In favor?
Okay,
Aye.
That's unanimous. We'll go ahead and pay. David, do we need to follow up further with you to make sure it gets paid, or will you take care of that? Okay.
I will take care of that.
I read your lips. All right, the next thing was the WSV punch list items. No end date announced. I was talking with Patrick today, and he pretty much feels he's pretty much done. He thinks what he doesn't want is to just continue to get punch list after punch list after punch list. And he did ask that we all get together and give him just one final punch list. If anybody still has things on their list to be done. I know your screens, Rose. He said that, his guy messed that up and he was going to make sure it got taken care of. The trim, I'm not too sure about. I'm not sure I want to get involved in that myself.
they're not responding to me. I texted, I've called, they're not even responding to me at all.
And the only thing
So
I'm
they need to address the gaps somehow before you pay them, because the gaps weren't there before.
okay.
So don't pay them.
Well, I mean,
They
I'm not-
weren't there before. They did the work. They're there now, and it's all around my unit. And I'm not going to approve the final payment. I won't. They need to fix it. Misty said she would,
I
but
mean,
now she's not returning my calls.
from what I understand, she's on light duty after having major brain surgery. So, I mean, I personally am giving her a little time to recoup before I go after her in any way, shape, or form. I did again talk with Patrick. He is aware of your punch list. And I am, because you've texted it to me and sent it to us. But I don't know, does anybody else have any punch list items for WSV pertaining to the work that the association contracted them for?
Weren't they
I sent
supposed to
mine.
send that to you as well as to them? Didn't you ask for that to be sent to you also, as well as to Patrick? So that you knew when you do the final walkthrough?
Yeah, and I haven't seen anything from anybody else in my emails.
So apparently there's nothing else except for me. But I want to tell you one thing. I did call the city permitting office yesterday, and there's two things you need to know. They're not issuing they still have not issued WSV's permits to do the work that should have been issued before WSV started the work on our townhouses. And one is pretty serious. One is that their general liability is out of date. So they don't have general liability that's current. And they're not going to settle, they're not going to issue the permits until they provide general liability that's current. And the second issue is the plumbing subcontractor that they used for the water heaters is registered in the state, but is not registered with the city.
Okay, so what I know, and it's only what I got a email this morning.
And this was yesterday afternoon.
This one came in this morning. Good morning. Actually, it says September 5th at 4 p.m. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Good morning. We have the permits all sorted out now, and the laundry room door should be delivered this week. We want to come next week, do our final punch list, install door, and close out permits. Do you want to ask for anyone to have any outstanding items sent over to me before Friday so we can plan our day accordingly next week? Thank you, Misty.
That was last week.
This is what I got this morning.
That was the last week. That was,
Maybe she copied it.
oh no, that was a couple days ago. That was to be sent to her
By today.
by today. So as of yesterday, their permits are not settled. As of late yesterday, their permits have not been issued.
Well, that
And
is,
I would not go down and do a final walkthrough until you have called the city and verified that the permits have been issued. Because it's a waste of time.
understood. My trip is not booked.
So
Because
don't book it.
I don't think it's time yet. So I don't really know what's going on with the permits. It's unfortunate. Now, David, as far as the insurance, we had them all checked out ahead of time, right? If their insurance has lapsed, I mean, I know I had them right into the contract that they had to have the insurance and the coverage.
Well,
So-
we haven't paid them everything. We don't pay them anything else until all of these things are done. I mean, yeah, closed
It is
permits
all-
are part of it.
It is all definitely contingent on the permits. However, if their liability is not paid up, I'm not sure I want them on the project until we know that it is. So if that could be an issue, David, maybe.
Before we totally lose our stuff on that particular issue, it's also possible that the city misfiled the damn thing. So before we go off the rails, let's make sure this isn't a clerical error. And it seems I've got to take that with a grain of salt. The city saying they don't have liability doesn't necessarily mean they don't have liability. It might mean the city doesn't have the correct file or had last year. They never asked for the following year. I don't know. But because we're so late today on Friday, I can't ask Mary Ann on, hey, do we have current liability on WSV that is past this current date? Because hell, we could send it to the city on Monday.
Okay, but also the plumbing subcontractor's an issue too. Because they can't issue, if the plumbing subcontractor's not licensed in the city, they're not going to issue the permit either.
You keep using the word permit. You're meaning a certificate of occupancy? You're asking for,
I mean, the work is already done.
The work is done, the permits were pulled, so,
Yeah,
all
but
that
they
work
weren't
was-
approved.
Well, they haven't closed the permits yet, and that's between the general contractor and the subcontractor. If they have to go back and retroactively pay the $100 to get licensed in the city, it's not a license, it's an occupant. It's a certificate of,
Well, we can't get the
Yeah.
occupancy.
Well,
your certificate of occupancy isn't impacted by changing a plumbing. Your CO is already there. This is them closing out the notice of commencement, finishing the job. I think we're getting way into the weeds as far as that goes because we haven't paid them the last payment and we won't until all these minor issues are worked out. I think we might be overreacting to some stuff that this happens on every large remediation and reconstruction profit. I mean, I'm still dealing with closing out Ian issues for this same kind of nonsense. And we just sit on the final 10% until they figure it out. That's not our problem.
I
Okay.
agree.
All right.
Okay,
One more thing I'm just going to add here. I asked everyone specifically in an email for their final punch lists, and they have been sending them to Misty. 47, myself 48, Claire 49, Sandy with electrical socket and 51. That's one we need to talk about separately, and Barbara Bellman on 53. So those are the only punch list items we have. Specifically on Sandy on 51, that is not a WSV issue. That goes back to Electrical Solutions. She has a problem with a electrical socket in her dining room that keeps popping a breaker.
definitely sounds like an electrical solutions issue.
Send
Yep.
me the email and let me just see if we get Tony and them out there, figure this out. Whatever this particular issue is, send it to us,
Excuse me.
specifically Mary Ann, and we'll follow up with them to try to get them to fix it.
Go ahead, Sandy, speak, please.
Yes, I sent Misty my punch list. It hasn't changed from the first one I sent her, but my main two things are the bathroom, plumbing's not working, and the vanity they sent out was not something that I chose. They just put something in themselves that they chose, and I don't want them to be paid until it's rectified. And the circuit issue, the electrical issue. That's all I have that I'm concerned about.
Well, the circuit issue is not their issue, so we will follow that up with the electrician. They didn't hire the electrician, we did. So that's, two different people.
Yeah, I
That-
didn't send that to them. I sent that
As far as
to
the bathroom
Mark.
vanity goes, the association didn't hire anybody to do bathroom vanities. We advised individuals to hire whom they wanted to do it. So that's something between you and your contractor. Just so happens that it's the same contractor as ours, but I didn't hire him to put your vanity in, and I can't hold money back from him that has nothing to do with that. So you're gonna have to work that out with them. I'm sorry, but that's the way the board made it right from the very beginning, was that we didn't want anything to do with picking out vanities or putting in vanities, that we would reimburse unit owners and they could hire whom they wanted. And that makes.
I did not pick out the vanity. They put in what they wanted to
And
because they
again,
wanted to get.
I understand your argument, but that's an argument to have with them, not with the board.
Okay. Well, it wasn't clear to me in the very beginning, but that's fine. That's fine. But the electrical problem then and the plumbing problem needs to be fixed because the water in the bathroom is not working.
Absolutely. And the plumbing problem is a WSV issue, but the electrical will be taken care of by Electrical Solutions. So there'll be two different people stopping by.
Okay, that sounds fine.
All right. Next up, what do we got next?
The repitch.
Okay. So that was really a Danny thing, and Danny was going to look into that. Now, we did pay most of the balance, holding back, I guess, 10% for the warranty information to come in. Galloway is still sending me emails every day saying that there's a balance of $3,000, and I keep sending it back to them with a little message saying, as soon as we get the GAF warranty information, you'll get the balance of your money as per the terms in our contract. So until we get GAF, we owe them $3,100, and it's going to stay that way.
I can tell you, I spoke with Danny and he talked to Galloway earlier this week and they said they are also waiting on GAF.
All right. So we keep ignoring the emails until then. Claire is not with us. She was going to talk about some quotes for cleaning up out back or something.
Yeah, I don't know where she is with that.
Okay. I mean, it is unfortunate that whole back area used to be maintained by Diane, who's not living in the complex anymore. Most of the grounds has always been maintained by residents, and we've never really had anybody hired to do such a thing. It's really, I mean, we might have some budget line left in landscape, but our landscape budget is pretty tight. I don't know, other board members, you got any ideas of what we do about this situation?
Well, that's under new business.
Okay, we are not there yet?
Nope.
Okay, what's next then?
Lanai roofs.
Okay, so I was just a little bit confused there looking at the notes where WSV quoted 800 per unit, but 15,000 for all 15 units.
Right.
Why wouldn't it be 12,000 if it's 800 per? Why did they go up to 1,000 per unit from 800 if we did all of them? Usually the price goes down, not up.
Not sure I want to deal with WSV with all the problems we're having right now with the,
Of course, we're not going to want to hire them if they don't have insurance.
I believe the 15,000 was Galloway.
I think so too.
Okay, so Galloway gave a price of 15,000 for the whole thing, but WSV said 800 per unit, so $3,000 difference there.
Galloway was 1,100 individually and then 15 for all 15 units.
And do you guys need me? Somebody got a calculator that can say 1,100 times 15?
Yeah. Should be easy. 1650.
16.5.
Okay, so they're basically giving us a discount of 1,000 something, if they do them all.
and they've
And-
got a warranty
And
period.
that's Galloway, and we know Galloway will do it right. Yeah, I'm not satisfied that WSV would do the proper job. Danny, we sent specific instructions, and Danny was very specific how the lanai roofs had to be power washed, and they had to apply special coating and then paint and paint it with the covering. Wait 24 hours, paint it with the covering again. I just can't imagine WSV following all those rules. Galloway, that's what Galloway does for a living.
I agree.
I am not against the idea.
I get my only question, I'm not against it either, and I'd be happy to do it. I just don't know if we have the money.
Well,
We
that
just
was going to
spent
be my
16.
point. Where's the 15,000 coming from?
Yeah,
I
Didn't
mean,
we
it's-
save enough money on all the,
we really don't have a final accounting yet to make that kind of a decision.
not today?
No, I mean, we need to do a final accounting once everybody is reimbursed and all bills are paid. So
And
we just decided to pay another $1,650. We were hoping not to pay. That, if we hadn't paid, would have covered the 15. You know, I'm not prepared to make a motion to spend that kind of money yet without doing
yeah, correct.
a final audit of what we have left over. And really seeing if that's what we want to do next, if we do have money left over.
Is it possible to get an accounting, an actual number at every single board meeting so we know exactly where we are?
That could be if somebody took the time to sit down and crunch the numbers, but I barely have time to sit down in these meetings. You know, when I do have time,
Well,
what
I
I
mean,
do do
isn't that something Palmer Management does?
Be more specific. What are you asking us to do?
well, you do have, I mean, they have it in their system. They just need to break it down a little better as far as showing us. And I would hope you could do this for us, David, and show us, you know, this is what we brought in insurance proceeds, and this is what we've spent on not insurance, but hurricane related issues. Just cut and dry. This is what we brought in. This is what we spent. You know, it's in the financials, but it's not broken down to this is what we brought in and this is what we spent so far.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine.
That's the way I'd like to look
What
at it.
I would say is, as we're gearing up towards the meeting, when we're putting together the agenda, that's a Jody question because I've delegated most of the financial stuff. Mark, when you're putting together your agenda for the next month's meeting, fire Jody and myself an email that just basically says, we want this math.
Or even if she could include it in the monthly financial statements, just a separate financial just for the hurricane related issues, possibly, you know.
I'm sure she can. I'm gonna send her an email now just because I'll completely forget to do this.
Yeah, so we know at each meeting where we're at, so we can discuss stuff like this.
We're definitely getting down close to the end.
I hope so.
You know,
Yeah.
looking at the financials, the bank account's getting down to the end too. We're down to 292,000. And of course, that wasn't all insurance money. We had some money. We have reserve money. So, I mean, we might only be down to about 150,000 left in the insurance proceeds. And we still have bills to pay. You know, we haven't satisfied all of our contracts. So
yeah,
that's the other side of it is this is what we have left. This is what we have spent, but what have we obligated ourselves to? What are the final payments to WSV when it's said and done? Because that money's already spent, but it's not going to be accounted for in Palmer's numbers. So
That would be nice to know at the next meeting also. We know what that 10% is going to be.
right, but I think there's still a third payment out there lingering too for at least one of the contracts. I would have to look back and see. Okay. So further discussion on this item? Okay, let's move on. South Building, Mr. Palmer, you were going to see if you could get in touch with anybody.
As of today, we have no response. I did send another email to Marianne to say, hey, what can we do? But be prepared that the answer is probably nothing. They're ignoring us, which I'm sure we expected anyway.
We'll let Comcast know that if they don't respond to us, we're going to cut all the wires off the building and they're going to have to come rewire everything.
The problem with that is if we do that, they're not going to do that for free.
Well, they certainly put them on the building for free and didn't ask permission for it. So
I understand that, but I'm just preparing you for, they can also say, well, fine, you get no cable. And then we have all of the unit owners yelling and screaming at us at the top of their lungs. I'm not trying to
this is true.
say no, I'm just preparing you for the response I expect to get from Comcast.
All right.
We'll continue with that. I've already sent an email saying what's the next step, but
and if nothing's been done by the time I get there, I will go along with zippy ties and clean them all up and tidy them up as
I almost wonder, is there a way we could like get a sounder or something that we could see, is this a live wire or not, and just make the decisions ourselves? Because the likelihood that they're going to come out and say, yeah, we'll do that for you is zero. Maybe we can, or maybe there's a contractor we can come and say, can you connect something to these wires and determine if there's any live signal there and cut everything that's not live? That may be the answer here, because I do not believe Comcast or CenturyLink is over here.
The old telephone thing we could figure out real quick. I mean, does anybody in that building have an old telephone line? A wall phone?
I don't know the answer to that, but yeah, we could probably find that out very easily.
We send a questionnaire,
doing a survey real quick.
And if nobody has one, just cut them out, get rid of it.
Were those new gutters or those existing gutters?
The ones on the lanai are existing.
Okay.
And that's where the orange wires are. They're on the lanai gutters.
All right.
And just to remind everyone, the reason this is a concern is that when Shane cleared the gutters out, he said a big part of our problem was that these wires were catching the leaves on the south building and contributing to the gutters plugging.
Maybe gutter guards would be helpful.
We looked into
expensive.
gutter guards, but they said because of the leaves from the mangrove, if they lay on top of the gutter guard, the water skips right over them and doesn't go into the gutter. because it allows for a flat spot for the leaves to sit. We were advised not to use gutter guards there. So,
Okay, is there any action I can put in the minutes about what we're doing here on this?
yeah, we're discussing it.
Is it Comcast or CenturyLink? Do we even know that?
Oh, orange wires are gonna be Comcast.
I'm 99.9% sure that everything we're talking about is Comcast. CenturyLink is on the other side where they have the big box coming out of the ground that nothing's hooked up to. But yeah, it's Comcast that's the issue. So if we can't get, we're gonna, I mean, I guess the actual attack right now is David's going to continue to pursue Comcast to see if they'll come do anything. And if not,
It's been a month. I highly doubt that they're gonna do anything. They've been ignoring us since the last time we talked about this. But we'll continue to try that. I think we need to move on to Plan B.
so plan B would be to either hire someone, and again, that's a budgeting item that we don't really have. Sorry.
Good news is I'm starting budgets. Bad news is hopefully it won't be an increase.
Yeah, I mean, if we need to hire somebody, we don't have the money to hire anybody. So it's not going to happen right now unless we budget for it. And in the meantime, when I get down there, once again, I'll be more than happy to do what I can to straighten it all up.
One possibility is to maybe have the gutters cleaned twice a year instead of just once.
Yeah.
It's more reasonable, I think.
Well, I mean, that's definitely going to help. But again, you know, as a past president, you know that if we didn't budget to have it cleaned twice a year, that's something that we can do in the future. We've already sprung for one cleaning this year that we didn't budget for. Our budget meeting comes up when? November? Would that be our November meeting? And it goes out December, I think. So all board members should start really thinking about what we want to do with the budget. It sounds like we're going up. Everybody wants us to spend more money. So the only way we're going to do that is to bring more money in. Okay. Old business.
House numbers.
House numbers. We kind of, I thought we put that to bed last month. You and I are going to do it when
Yep.
I get down there, right?
Yeah, I just stuck it on the list so that people would be reminded not to put their own on.
If you want to put up temporary numbers, you go ahead and put temporary numbers up, but Mark and I will be ripping them down and replacing them.
Yeah, the problem is don't put up temporary numbers with sticky because then it's going to ruin your paint job.
Well, paint is something that we don't really have yet, right?
I thought all the doors, the outside doors were painted.
Well, I guess they must be because it was part of the quote, but I don't know.
They
What
were
color-
painted.
They're all painted.
What
They're all
color did you
painted.
make them?
Would you
What
say
color?
What color are they?
white?
White.
Okay.
It was the simplest decision at the time.
Okay, next up. House numbers, that was it. So new business. New business was fire extinguishers, but I think that's taken care of, right? We got Syntex in there and
No, our new business is north building backyard not being trimmed.
I don't know.
That's really the south building, I think.
Yeah, I think that would be the south building also.
Oh, south,
South
you're
or
right.
west.
My bad. Yes.
Uh,
And Sandy's right. It is starting to look bad back there. The challenge I see is if we send somebody back there with a trimmer, there are dozens of pots and planters and just stuff. It needs more than trimming. It needs somebody to go through and clean it up. Well, then what pot belongs to who? Do we just throw it all in the dumpster? Start over?
Hey,
The
you
other
guys,
service,
I hate to
trim back there.
interrupt. I just got an email from Marianne, who's at home. And this is going back to a previous item. because I emailed her, did we ever get a response from Comcast or CenturyLink on the cable management? What about the Comcast cables in the gutters? She emailed me, both companies gave verbal confirm they were on site. Comcast said none were there. CenturyLink said they removed what they could. So that is the actual answer that you were looking for that, which is, of course, the exact non-answer I was expecting.
Okay, they checked it out. So anything left?
So the fact is that I'm going to double check with her on Monday that hopefully they responded to that verbally, or not verbally, but written in a written email, because we cover ourselves that way. That way, if we start cutting cables, we've got proof that they said they weren't their cables, so we removed them. We'll see. And before we take any of those type of actions, we're going to have more discussion. Sorry to interrupt that, but I thought that might be relevant.
Thank you, it is. Okay, back to the backyard. So most of the backyard there is patio and patio stone. And then, from what I understand, a bunch of the unit owners put down outdoor carpet.
It's really just some weed killer that needs to be put on the patios.
And
The
I
weeds
think that's pretty much what it is, Sandy, in a nutshell. And I remember Diane always getting on the landscaper about spraying back there. So I guess that's all it really needs is a phone call into who does our lawn? US Lawns, I think.
Yes, it's US Lawn.
US Lawns to let them know that they're neglecting the back of the building.
And I would also agree with you regarding the pots. They are everywhere and they need to be. It's hard to even walk back there, even if you're not on your back part. Just to walk down the sidewalk there, you just can't get around the pots. So I think that, and I'm willing to certainly do mine, and I've been working on Rona's and Paul's to get theirs cleaned up. And Claire paid somebody to come in and help her a week or so ago. So I'm willing to maintain, what I can in the back, but trimming is, I don't see how that could be the owner's responsibility to trim like that.
No, you're right.
Well, it's not so much that it's the owner's responsibility as much as owners have taken it on themselves and the association has not had to accept the responsibility. That's it. Times change.
It really just needs one good cleanup, because once it's cleaned up, it'll be easy to maintain. It was a beautiful, beautiful back there, but it's just gotten, from the storms, it's just got so much rubbish and so much weeds and so much overgrowth going on that just needs to be cleaned out. And I've been working on it, but I'm afraid of falling, to be quite honest. So I just can only do so much.
Well, I will
One
put a
option.
call.
I'm just going to say one option is we phone call to Shane for a couple $100. He'll rip through there and he'll tidy
No,
everything
I mean,
up.
right now, I don't want to pay Shane to do something that US Lawns should be doing.
No,
I agree.
I'm not talking about the trimming. I'm talking about cleanup.
Yeah, but a lot of the cleanup is trimming.
No.
I mean, from the pictures that I see, a lot of that is just weeds growing through the pavers. No,
But
I mean,
on Rona's and Paul's and Claire's, there's a lot of rubbish and branches down on that sidewalk that's down behind their property there, and that is just loaded with. If it's just thrown back in the bushes, it might be helpful and for the water to keep the water out. I don't know, but it does need to be cleaned up, and I am willing to help with the pots and clean that up, because I think it is a little bit overgrown with pots.
okay, so what are we gonna do here? What's the answer? I mean, again, even though Shane is cheap, we don't have a budget to pay Shane.
I think the lawn service should do it, quite honestly.
I think if it's part of the lawn services service to keep the
Well, they
weeds
were
out
doing
there,
it. They were spraying back there regularly. The other service was that we
Oh.
had before.
we've had these guys for 5 years or more. So
Well, they
There's
were
been no change in
right
that.
back, now they're not.
All right, well, if there's,
Perhaps they just got out of the habit after the.
then
the
we
flood.
will put a bee in their bonnet and tell them the back of that building is being neglected and we
Okay.
need them to spend some time there.
Palmer, can you put that on your list, please?
I'll take care of it.
Oh, Rob.
What's the guy's name over there, David? Do you remember offhand? I know he's in my phone if I know his name.
You're talking about the landscaper?
Yeah, what the heck was his name?
What's the name of the landscaping company again? I'm sorry, 'cause I'm
US
sick.
US
I'm not firing on all cylinders today.
I think it's US Long.
US Lawns, that's Gene.
Gene, that's what it is. Yep. Thank you. That's all.
Gene something or other. If you've got it, otherwise,
I
we'll
do.
take care of it on Monday.
No, I got Gene.
Okay, Rob, I got you down to do that. Next item, sprinklers on when raining.
Do we even have a rain sensor?
Yes, there is a rain sensor. They shouldn't be on in the rain. The rain sensor.
And that's another Gene question, because I'm sure that they manage the sprinklers as well.
Yeah,
If you're already talking to him, he may want to just make sure that there's not a fault in the system. You know,
Well, particularly now because we're getting really downpours every afternoon, practically.
Yep.
Uh,
Well, it has a rain sensor. It was working when I was there last. That doesn't mean it's not working now.
that doesn't mean, I mean, rain sensors are garbage to begin with. They
Hey, easy.
they last 6 months and then break. So I'm assuming that there's some sort of fault with it, that it's not.
Oh, shit.
Hey, you're messing
Gotta
with
take a
my
call, I'm
containment.
sorry.
Okay, next on the, does
know.
anybody else want to discuss anything else today?
Next meeting, Friday, October 3rd at 4 p.m.
October 3. Hold on. Never mind.
Hey, Mark,
Huh.
No,
and I apologize for this. I'm not well today. And if there's anything, because I've sent emails out regarding all the things I think that I'm supposed to be doing on Monday, but I have serious doubts of my mental capacity right now. I'm sick as a dog. So if there's anything that there, you know, the cable thing, I've CC'd you on emails responding to a bunch of the other stuff, but any help you can give me just to make sure I don't let anything slip through the cracks.
Because
I'm not
the big thing, David, is taking care of that $16,000 check to.
I've already sent that email. I know that for a fact that you guys have, I've CC'd you guys on it, telling
Yes.
Jody to cut the check. But I'm just afraid that just because I don't have it today, that I don't want to miss anything. So
David, I've got you covered.
thank you.
You bet.
Okay,
Go home, get better.
I'm at home. But yeah, I'm going to try to. I just feel like garbage today.
Rose,
Okay.
we had to mute
Thank you.
you.
I've just asked her to unmute.
You got to unmute yourself.
Okay,
There you go. You got
Thank
anything
you,
else you want
David.
to add?
I'm sorry, what?
Anything else you want to add to this meeting?
No,
Okay, with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn. Can I
Hey,
have a
did
second?
we
Hold on
pick
one second.
10-3?
Did we pick the 10-3 or not?
You were
Yeah.
checking.
We
on,
are. We're on the 3rd at 4.
10-3 on the 4. All right.
All
At 1
right.
o'clock.
It is 4:45.
Okay,
I'll be
Motion
back
to
on the
adjourn.
28th.
wonderful.
I'll see you then.
All right, so,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second it.
Hey,
Okay.
let me know what you find out about the permits and when you're going down.
I'm not coming down until he tells me he needs me to do a final inspection unless I get some vacation time first. And that's not looking likely right now.
Yeah.
So
But
it's
give me a heads up.
when I have to, don't worry, we'll have tequila together.
Yeah. If I have to come down a few days early, I will.
You let me know when that tequila's flowing. I might be there too.
I'll meet you.
Meeting adjourned, everybody.
All right.
Adjourned.
Bye,
Thank you
everyone.
all. We'll see you
Have a
next
good
month.
weekend.
Take care.
Take care. Thank you.